try out what the YouTube looks like. So let's go to live streaming. All right. Test stream building King Shark. Is that what we're doing? Looks like the stream status is good. We're gonna view on the watch page, and I am gonna unmute it. See how we do. Looks like the stream status is good. All right. Hey, what's up, Gata? I'm gonna set up the chat here. YouTube live chat viewer. And as always, you always have to authorize XSplit. Okay. And password is going to be, okay. All right. You're going to allow that. Okay, and then we're going to do this. And we're going to do kind of that. And we're going to let the messages come in. Black. Okay. And we're going to select our event. There we go. Okay. All right, looks so far looks okay. Looks okay. All right. So one last thing to add. Media. Well, where was that? That was desktop. And we're going to add yep, gotta represent. So good. Okay. All right. I think we're good. I think this is gonna work. So now the weird thing is gonna be, I have to check, at some point I have to check with another person hopping in. So we'll check that in a minute. So for right now, we're just gonna kind of coast. So the idea here, here's what's literally going on. So right now I'm in a Hangout that isn't a, it's not a YouTube, it's not one of the standard like YouTube streaming Hangouts. This is just a regular Hangout, right? So this would normally be, yeah, maybe white letters, huh? That's actually okay. I can read it. I can read it just fine. Anyway, so this is a normal Hangout, right? This is not a Hangout that where you go start broadcasting. This would just be a normal, you know, this is my normal painting Hangout. And so the idea here is this normal Hangout is being, the web page is being copied by XSplit, which is then simulcasting it. Okay, so we now have a simulcast Twitch and I'm gonna share it on Twitter. So I'm gonna share my stream. Test building. I'm gonna just go building King Shark on Twitch. Okay, and I'm gonna add the Twitch. Okay, there. So hopefully somebody hops on Twitch and can actually can then reply to me. Okay, because here's the idea. Once again, this is not the normal YouTube Hangout stream. Maybe Blade Wolf can do it. Blade Wolf, if you can, dude, can you leave me a comment on Twitch, because I want to see if we're good to go there. But anyway, so with the Hangout not being directly tied to YouTube, what we can do is we can pretend this screen is the actual board game, right? So this is the board game. You would then hop in to a regular Google Hangout, which would then be streamed or simulcast through XSplit to Twitch and to YouTube. Okay, so I think the dream may have just come true. I think, and I think it was, I think getting there. Oh, hey, see, he's got testing good. So we are good, man. So we would get simulcast plus chat plus everything. You know, we won. We won. I'm going to shrink my logo a little bit here. So that's awesome. What I'm going to do is, yeah, we're going to start to build here, and then we're going to see, we're just going to kind of play around with this stream a little bit. And then I know I'm trying to get Nelson to fix his Google Plus, but we can also try to get one of you guys on in a little bit here. I can shoot you the link for the actual Hangout, and then if this works and the actual Hangout works and it's clear enough, I think we're good to go ahead and start our simulcast multiplayer co-op games that we want to do. Okay. Right now, though, before we get into doing any of that technical stuff, should I stay on here so as to confuse you with my two-way chat? Entirely up to you. Stained Hand, welcome to the feed. So yeah, we're just playing around with some technical stuff right now. Here's what we're going to be working on tonight. So I was talking with Nelson. We played a game of Batman earlier tonight, which was awesome. We had a lot of fun. Got to play my Wonderland crew, which is now Organized Crime, which is basically, I just fielded a Wonderland crew and I added Comic Talia to it. And the, oh, you're Stained Hand. Okay. Like so. Yeah, you can have conversations with yourself, and if I forget the your specific usernames on each, you know, you can say horrible things. It's interesting that it says invite people. That's kind of stuck on there. So we'll have to physically get somebody on in order to get rid of that. So really the only way, and I'm going to save this presentation because this is awesome. I'm going to save this presentation as, I'm going to call this multiplayer simulcast. And the reason why this has to be a totally separate presentation is if there's any hint of a camera, the whole thing goes black, right? Basically, I told XSplit that I don't have a camera, that I'm just copying off this Hangout website. And so XSplit goes to the internet, finds this Hangout website, brings me back the website. And what you're seeing is you're actually seeing my controls of that actual website. So, so yeah, that's what we're working on. But for right now, we're gonna do a little sculpting. So I'm gonna get some gloves. We're gonna work on King Shark here. And so like I said, we played a game of Batman. Then I was like, we were heading home, and I was like, yeah, I got to test out that that bit of advice that what was her name, Queens of Tabletop, gave me last night on the simulcast, and she said, you know, go into Google and disable this thing. And so I went ahead and did that. And I'm not sure if that's what worked or if it was a simple act of me loading a brand new presentation and convincing my my XSplit that my webcam does not exist. So anyway, so we're going to look at that. As far as King Shark here, I was looking at the art for King Shark, and he has no butt. I mean, he has no tail. He doesn't have a tail. So I'm going to, so what I did was I took the Dremel, and in addition to taking off the base that he had here, I basically toned down his buttock So his butt is now totally flat, you know, and so we're gonna sculpt. We're just gonna sculpt a little bit of butt on him, and take it from there. Okay. So say what? Yeah. So anyway, so we'll do that first, and then yeah, I'll see if we'll see if we can get somebody to jump on the actual hangout, and I want to see how that looks. Okay. But I do think this is going to work. It's going to be amazing because then we can play. So basically, Killer Croc, but with a shark face instead of a reptile. Yes, essentially, that's what King Shark is. You can Google pictures of King Shark DC Comics to see what I'm talking about. So we're going to get a little epoxy sculpt, right? And there's not much. King Shark doesn't have to have a big butt. In fact, the smaller the butt he has, the better this is going to be. So we're gonna just kind of eyeball how much epoxy sculpt we need for a butt. All right, so I'm gonna go like that. I'm down, but I don't know how Hangouts work really. Well, this could be your lucky night. You can figure out, because you want a game with us anyway, right? So I was gonna see if Dizzy or Andrew is awake. Actually, I bet Andrew's awake. We could try him too. All right, so here we go. And I guess I know Nelson is still trying to fix his Google Plus, like his Hangout thing is not working for some reason. And I wish I had some advice for you, Nelson, but I don't know. I've never had Hangouts like not work at all for me. Ugh. Ugh. Man, this is the hardener. It's just too messed up. Okay, so there's that. So we're going to sculpt a butt for King Shark here. What are you using for a sculpt? I'm using epoxy sculpt. Yes, 2-part epoxy putty. That is correct, sir. It's just really weird. Like you can actually see the Hangout settings stuff buried behind my logo. I mean, it's going to be a little odd because you'll always see the little hang up button and that kind of thing. But I do want to test a couple of features on it. So, no, let me show you the package. So it is epoxy sculpt. Epoxy sculpt. And you can buy, I think it's like 12 or 13 bucks on Amazon. Okay. So we're gonna, I think I only need about half of this to really be the butt. Right? Only need about half of it. Because I'm gonna build up the back there, right? And I'm gonna kind of push this. I like it better than green stuff. It's not as tacky. And you can see I'm just sort of spreading it upwards to kind of, see that? My focus looks a little weird. Am I out of focus? Okay, here we go. So that's what it looks like so far, right? So now we're gonna kind of let this, so now see how he has this, he sort of has this, this here. I kind of want him to be wearing shorts because King Shark usually has like a pair of trunks on. So if I follow and kind of make a little seam right like so, then I'll have a, I'll kind of have a line here that I can use to sculpt his butt. Tad out of focus. I can fix it. Watch. Challenge accepted, sir. We'll see. I mean, this is a test stream, so if it screws up, it screws up. Okay, so cam. Let's go webcam. Look at that. It's really, oh, shoot. Oh, no, you can't. Okay, so here is one downside to this, is you can't, I can't multicam. If we're doing a multiplayer game, I can't set up multiple cameras like I can when it's just me and Dizzy, because when it's just me and Dizzy, I use the standard live hangout, and I'm allowed to go the other way. In other words, I'm allowed to go XSplit to Hangouts to online. But when it's like this has to go Hangouts to XSplit to online. And when you go Hangouts to XSplit online, because you can't set up, no, you could. Oh shit. Okay, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. It's a test stream, right? We're gonna try it. You never know. But the problem with the test multiple cam on a test stream is um, the players won't be able to see the secondary camera. Only the people watching can see the secondary camera. So I don't know. I don't know how important that would be or whatever. But anyways, let's play with some autofocus. I'm gonna move homeboy right there. There we go. And let's get in a little tighter. Bonk, 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 bonk. Whoa, way closer. And there we go. Yeah. So what I could potentially do is you guys could be watching, try to find reverse flash at the shop. Oh, so you were you were at CQ today? Very cool. All right, and I'm gonna, so you see how I have this like line, this crease here, and then we're gonna do King Shark's butt. Just an innocent little crack. Booty, booty, booty. Right? Just an innocent little crack. No one will even know. No one will even know that we had to sculpt a butt for King Shark. Why doesn't King Shark have a tail? I mean, it's fairly important, right? I don't know. Well, we're gonna do that. Like King Shark is like essentially wearing like a Speedo or something. See, and if I just push his butt up against it, right? I could also sculpt a little band like that, right? There we go. Right? What do you think? He has skills at least. King Shark. Good. Is that a good butt for King Shark? You know, could be a white guy butt. I don't know. What do you think? All right. Should I try a webcam? I would also, are you going to throw some definition into the putty on his back? Actually, no, because the shark's back is super smooth. So I'm actually gonna paint this to be totally seamless. Like he just has a flat back there. Looks good. No. Yeah. Uh, okay, so we're gonna let that dry for a little bit. And we're also gonna work on the base. This is a base that I think, I forget who I was building. I was building this for somebody and the putty hadn't set yet. And so it like broke. But we're gonna go ahead and put it back here. And we're gonna pin the pin on his arm, right? You'll see what I mean here in a minute. Right now, I just need to flatten it. Right, I need a little flat spot there in the arm. Arm looks pretty good. Yeah. And so he'll go like this, I suppose. And I can actually just use that base. Actually, I'm gonna have to twist his feet to be a little flatter. Just bend him like that. So he has a flat foot there. I mean, I could put him like that and put like a little water right there. You guys can't see a single thing, can you? Because my glove is covering the whole thing. But yeah, I gotta put that. I've got this broken piece here. So I can either do it that way, or I can stick that in that way and kind of make it look like his foot is about to go into there. Oops, and I totally messed up the butt. Doing the butt. That's who did the doing the butt song? Was that Cameo or was that it was Cameo did Word Up, right? But who did Doing the Butt? If you guys remember that song. Not what in the butt, not the internet song, but Doing the Butt. Doing the butt. You guys, am I the only person that remembers that song? Okay, never mind. Picked up Citadel mold line tool a little ways back just for the hell of it. Wasn't sure how it would do the job, but it actually pretty good at shaving away those lines cleanly. Oh, nice. That's good to know. But you didn't answer my question about the butt. Doing the butt. Yeah, I'll do it like that. And I'll just reinforce it with a little putty on the bottom there. Okay. And I should have EU did Doing the Butt? Not Cameo, right? Yes. Experience Unlimited. And you remember what EU stands for, so bonus points for you, sir. You are truly the EU fan. Doing the butt. I don't know why that song is still awesome, and I don't care. I will shamelessly say that it's a good song. But I'm old and out of touch, so I'm allowed to say stuff like that. And walk up to young kids, Doing the Butt is a great song. Like the millennials staring at me. That old man scares me. Okay, just for the hell, well, hold on. Let's put this pin in. One. So there's only 2 pins that have to go on this model. Precisely. See if I can do this without impaling myself. Now, normally you could use a bigger gauge of pin based on the size of this model. And that's actually a good thing to do. In this case, though, I just really like my smaller pins. I'm just so used to doing everything with these small pins now that that's just going to be the way I do it. So yeah, so me and Nelson had a pretty awesome game of Batman Second Edition. It had been almost like 3 weeks, I think, since I really sat down and played a game of Batman. Been playing a lot of Guild Ball lately, as you guys know, and I've been wanting to play some Batman, but I also want to play some Wrath of Kings, because Wrath of Kings is an awesome game, and so there are some other people like Cody and Matt that are trying to get more of us playing Wrath of Kings because it's a fantastic game. Absolutely love it. So we're going to want to do that at some point. But yeah. So here how it goes. You take this little guy like this. So this is a really, really tiny pin. These are usually the types of pins I use for, tiptoes, really, really skinny female miniatures. Great little. But this pinning kit is awesome. I really have a good time with these style pins and this type of pin vise. The GW one is more comfortable, but if you're doing these really tiny pins, this is the way to go. So do that there. And then so I use the flatter foot. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna use the flatter foot to pin here. And I don't need to go all the way through. It's kind of the danger actually when you're trying to pin a foot is you can go. We're working on Questing Knight Zenata. Oh, nice. I must get around to painting up my Wrath of Kingos armies. Yeah, so I sold Andrew my Goritzi army for a song, like a song, literally, which he totally deserved. I mean, he's given so much to the Extra Life campaign, and he's been so supportive that, like, man, he totally deserves a really good price on a Wrath of Kings army. And I'm gonna promote his return video because he started up his YouTube channel again. I'm pretty stoked about that too. Okay, so now I'm gonna glue this in here. Uh-oh. This is always really hard to do with gloves on. The reason why I'm leaving my gloves on is because just in case I accidentally touch the butt, then I won't leave my fingerprint in it, and that makes it easier to repair. Wow, something good about GW. Welcome to the feed, Spaz. Spaz, one Spaz, 1-1. Well, I must sound like a. I guess it really puts it into perspective. I must sound like a jerk most of the time when I'm talking about GW and how much like I don't know. I don't hate GW. It's just um, it's like if you're I like instead of being a fan of miniatures games, like maybe you're a fan of James Brown, right? Maybe you're a fan of James Brown, and every time you tell people, "Oh, I'm a fan of James Brown," and all they can think of is "I feel good," and you're like, "Okay, well, James Brown actually has a lot of other really good songs." And I really, and actually, if you ask me, "I Feel Good" is one of his worst songs, or one of his, or maybe even not that, but you could say, well, it's sort of a boring, overplayed song. Um, but if you listen to like the Payback and um, It's a Man's World and all the other really, really cool songs James Brown has, then I focus in on that, right? But instead, that message is, oh well, I don't know why you have to be such a snob about it or whatever. So maybe that's how I come off. Maybe I come off as a miniatures snob, which is okay. I can live with that. The Big Payback's a great, great song. Love that song. I love that they used it in Black Caesar 2. Such a good song. Okay, so now, um, we make sure that fits. That's gonna fit like absolutely perfect. It looks like. Yeah, I don't hate GW. It just isn't. It just isn't my speed. It just isn't. I don't know. I do feel I do feel that it's unfortunate that GW is so overrepresented in the miniature game world, and that you know everybody basically, especially on the online content side of things, everybody covers GW, and you sort of have to, if you're trying to grow your audience or your following or whatever, you're going to pick the most popular game to follow. You're going to pick Games Workshop. Um, Ever magnetize your models? Yeah, actually, all my old like privateer press stuff, I magnetized because everyone did that. You want to save a little money, make yourself a magnet jack, right? Um, and that was kind of fun. So yeah, short answer, yes. I have magnetized my models. I'm trying to think of any other, like, that's a big example that comes to mind, but like I had a Gaspez Arts Slan Blood Bowl team, and had the big Frogsigor, the Croxigor who is a frog, and he has like, he comes with two faces. So I I used to use, one of them looked really stupid. So I would use one as the, what's it called? Bonehead. Remember the bonehead rule? Um, let's see. Warhammer is not for casual gamers. Too much of an investment for one rule set. But see, here's what kind of, this is what concerns me, honestly, from the standpoint of, hey, it would be cool if we had more people to enjoy miniatures games with. I don't know how on board I am with that these days, if I'm being totally honest with you. But from that standpoint, you want to have more people in miniatures games, and you want to have and for me personally, I want to have a wider variety of people, or a wider variety of the games themselves being played, so that I can enjoy a number of different gaming experiences. Um, if everyone's entry point is GW, that's a bad thing, because you get them to play a miniatures game, but they only play quote unquote the miniatures game. Okay. And if you're brand new to the miniatures, oh, it didn't come out as nice as I'd hoped. It's a little bit of a bummer. Um, yeah, that's a little bit of a bummer. That sucks. It's just too. It's just weird. I should actually should scoot him in a little bit. Maybe I have time to do it. I can scoot him in a little bit. Yeah, if that's your only exposure to miniatures games, then you might think, oh, well, miniatures games are really expensive. And if it's your only exposure to miniature games, then you might be thinking painting miniatures for miniatures games is very repetitive. This hobby is very repetitive. It's very expensive. The only gaming community you're exposed to are the Warhammer 40K or the GW players in your area. And let's be real here, how great is that? Is that really a good experience? Like, put yourself in the shoes of a brand new person that's like, man, I've never played a miniatures game before. Let's try one. And the very first experience you're going to drop them into, and because of its price, the one and only experience you're going to drop them into is a very expensive, very paint tedious, time consuming, and like I said, maybe not the nicest meta miniatures game. That's, I don't know. GW fans, feel free to try to counter my point or try to, but like, imagine, in my mind, imagine if your first miniature gaming experience was something really clean and something fairly cheap, like Guild Ball. What if your first experience was Guild Ball, right? Oh, $50 and I can buy a team? $70 for a 2-player starter set? I only have to paint 6 models. I can take my time painting 6 models. The gaming community has a really active, organized play community, and I'm sure there are some power gamers in there, but then there's a good mix of casuals as well because it's a niche game. So I think these other games are a way better experience overall, and I can't seem to, the only thing that GW really has going for it is popularity. That's it. You can find the only thing it has going for it is you can find a GW store that will help you out, that will make you buy more overpriced GW versions of products that you can get elsewhere for much cheaper. So there's that. And you can find people to play with. You can play pickup games of 40K. And let me tell you, from somebody that played 40K for 15 years, and I played pickup games in other states, let me just say that the people that are waiting around for pickup games and shops are usually waiting around for pickup games and shops for a reason, okay? But I'm being totally real with you. Like the ilk of people that I usually like, oh, I'm in, and this happened, I'm in Arizona or I'm in St. Louis or something, and I'm like, and I happen to have my 40K army on me. And somebody says, oh, well, are you here to play 40K? Yes. Oh, well, I play 40K. Do you want to play a game? Sure. Right? And then you get that guy. You get that guy that power built the list. It's like, oh, I'm going to try to step on a noob. And so when I was playing pickup games in 40K, it was about just being ready for that guy and having a list that was good at countering the stupid power gamer list, right? And it's not hard to do. At least it wasn't hard to do when I played back in 4th edition or 5th edition. But like, imagine I was the new player. Like, imagine how many times would that have to happen to me before I would say, you know what, miniature gaming kind of sucks. Or what if I was, worse than that? What if I was some like crazed hipster guy, and I'm like, and I have this experience, and I sit down and I go, miniature games has a white male terrorist. Oh wait, no, that actually happened. So anyway, um, that's kind of what I'm getting at, right? You're you it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that the overwhelming number of people, their very first and arguably for many of them, their only experience with miniature gaming is Warhammer 40K. That makes me sad. That makes me really, really sad. And I know I'm on my moral high horse, and there's always a problem whenever I always say that, that's like mistake one, jumping on your moral high horse, and then telling people why they're wrong and all this other kind of stuff. But yeah, let's read some comments here. I was never got into Warhammer. Oh, okay, Spaz says, I agree with you on that. Would love to see more Wrath of Kings. Yes, on it. Stay tuned, my friend. We will have it. Nelson says, never got into Warhammer 40K, close to fantasy stuff like Lord of the Rings though, which maybe wouldn't be that horrible of an entry experience into miniature gaming. My entry point was RK, well technically SDE and Arcadia Quest, so I prefer skirmish games, not those grand scale deals. See, let's see, now you need $1,000 just to be competitive, and you probably won't have a chance against experienced players. Yep, less than $100 for RK Battle Box starter times 2. See, that's the thing, the overall experience in miniature games. If you're gonna play a miniatures game, and that's one of the reasons why I was fairly excited when X-Wing started to take over Warhammer 40K, because no, I don't really like X-Wing. It's not. I played it and it's fairly fun. It just isn't my cup of tea. The miniature's already painted, so that's a big turn off for me. But I'm different. But anyway, um, I was still happier about that because yeah, X-Wing gets crazy expensive. You start collecting stuff and that kind of thing. But still, not it's not that same experience that Warhammer 40K is. And wow, we just started talking negative about Warhammer 40K again. But I mean, I'm saying like GW people, I'm not trying to hate on you or your game. I'm really not. But you have to admit that if that is your first experience in miniature games, and you think that miniature games all cost thousands of dollars, and that they all make you paint hundreds and hundreds of giant shoulder pads the same color over and over again, and then you run out and you can actually find people to play, but those people that are waiting to play you are dicks that are going to stomp on your face the first moment they get. You have to see that that's not the best experience. Okay? And again, feel free to disagree or to counterpoint, because I'm waiting for somebody to counterpoint me on that. And if only we had more of representation of these other games to say, here's a game that you can start with. That would be awesome. What's actually a pretty cool. Now, I will counter my own argument, because that's me. I will counter my own argument on this show, okay, and say, well, I might be right about the points that I'm making, but there are some counterpoints to it too, right? For example, yeah, these games are cheaper to get into, but it's a huge disadvantage to get into a game where there's no community. Huge disadvantage, right? And I'm going to play advocate. Let's say first game I get into was Relic Knights, right? And his first entry point was Relic Knights. But let's say I got into Relic Knights and I was playing here in Orange County, San Diego, or whatever, and you run into Octave, and he's like, yeah, we're all gonna play Relic Knights, and you get in games with Octave, and the next week you get in a game with Octave, and then the week after that you get in the game with Octave. You see what I'm saying? And that's it. That's your experience. That's what you get. Um, and one day Octave's like, hey, I can't do Tuesday nights anymore. That's my date night. I can only do Thursday nights, right? That's a huge, yeah, right? I can only play with my flatmate. That's a huge disadvantage. But see, that's where we're at fault, or at least not we're at fault, but we have some control in that. The gamer player base has some control in that. And if we would only start playing and promoting some of these games, and and I'm calling myself out here because I used to do it a lot. Um, but if I really want the miniature gaming community to change, I have to be the first one in the pool. You know what I mean? I need to be the boots on the ground if that's what I really want. If I want more people to play Batman, I got to walk the walk. This isn't the same as, corporate sponsorship and saying, "Oh yeah, I love Buzz Cola," and you never drink Buzz Cola. No, miniature games, you got to be boots on the ground. You got to be pushing that game. You got to be playing it in front of people. You got to be approachable. You got to have demo crews. Nelson knows all this. I mean, because Nelson he's been trying to build the Batman community with me. Um, yeah, it's there are downsides to these too, but to me, in my opinion, those are things that we can control, right? If we had, those are things that you can affect, you can directly affect. Look at guys like Donovan, who started up a Batman scene in San Diego. Now he's got a pretty damn good scene and a pretty good following. He's got a podcast. He's willing to travel around the area. Back in the day when I was doing this for Malifaux, that's the stuff I used to do. From I used to travel from North Hollywood back when they had JJ's Game Lounge up there in it wasn't North Hollywood. It was northern LA. I would drive from there all the way down to Addie's, and I used to play. Like 2 games, 2 nights a week for Malifaux. I would do Wednesday nights at Comic Quest, and then Thursday nights we would go to Mercenary Market. I'm just using this to kind of fill there. Um, so I did that. We ran tournaments. I ran at least 2 public events a month for Malifaux. And then we had this weekly live feed here. Before the show was Play It Painted Live, the show was SoCal Malifaux Live. And it was one of the first Google Hangouts miniature shows ever, was SoCal Malifaux Live. And it actually had a pretty good following. A bunch of people watching it. We had a super, super active community, an active Facebook group. We had a website. We had our own logos, our own business cards, all of that stuff. That's how like hardcore we were, and we put Malifaux on the map down here. And I'm not trying to brag, but what I'm trying to say is like you got to put in the freaking time. It's one of the downsides to wanting to push these games, but in my opinion, it's worth it. It's worth it. If I didn't have 2 kids and a career to fight over and a marriage to maintain, uh, you know, um, I would be doing that. I'd be out like carrying the freaking banner like I used to do. Um, you know, doing the doing 10 to 12 conventions each year. Let's see. Yeah, I only play with my fat. Oh, I like 40K, but I don't have time to play 4 to 5 hour game and hate getting face stomped by a dick. Yeah, so Gata says he only plays with his flatmate, but he'll play any game I'm into. I'm in a Team Ninja rep, but nobody wants to play anything but 40K Age of Sigmar at the local shop. I end up sitting around. Sometimes I pick up a game of others at least, but that's a rarity. That's a bummer, man. Yeah. See, you're a Ninja Core though. Ninja Core, like, that's respect, man, because you're trying to, you are fighting the good fight, and it's hard. It's super hard. You know that. Like you said, people want to play the games that they know that there's a player base around. They don't want to be gaming is not miniature gaming because it is such an investment of time and money, people don't want to be the first in the pool. They want to be 43rd in the pool. You know what I mean? They want to be sure they're getting into a sure thing. And so when you go, hey, Relic Knights, let's play it. Well, it's, you know, it's not the biggest. And then there's always the haters, right? You start up a game and people, the established community, the incumbents, always get a little, they always get a little defensive. At least that's been my experience. Like I remember when I was starting up Malifaux, I used to get so much flack from the press gangers, like the privateer press guys, the local privateer press guys. The only press ganger that really didn't give me trash, like that actually supported me, was Gail. You know, for those of you who remember Gail down in the San Diego North County area, Gail's like my freaking peeps, man. She's awesome. Love Gail. Um, but you know, the Riverside press gangers and those guys, they hated my guts. And they called me out every chance they got. They clowned me so hard when I first brought Malifaux into GMI. And I'm like, we're going to start playing Malifaux. And they were like, that game's stupid. We don't like you. Get out of here, weirdo. You know, I had some of the 40K guys like talk trash at me at SoCal SmackDown. Not, and I wasn't even the first guy to bring it to SoCal SmackDown. You know, it was there before. It was there before me. But when I brought it, we had like 30, 40 people playing at SoCal SmackDown. And the 40K guys got pissed. I forget the name of that big guy. I want to say Trevor. Forget his name. But he started talking trash like, I play games with my miniatures fully clothed. I don't get into that weird S&M stuff. Like, you know, that's just, dude, people are just going to do that. And it's not, that's like any fandom, really. But it's one of the setbacks in miniature gaming. If you're trying to push an independent miniature game against like the incumbent gamers, they get super upset about it. They don't want you in there. You know, you're a threat, man. You could be poaching players from them. They want their players, especially the jerk players want to keep those easy wins around them, which is weird. That never really made sense to me. If you're a competitive gamer, why do you want easy wins? You know what I mean? I don't understand that. If you're a competitive gamer and you're hoping to get into the WTCs or something like that, you know, you're hoping to win a Masters tournament, why the hell are you trying to keep, you know, casuals around that you can just dick stomp all the time? That makes no sense. Wouldn't you want iron sharpening iron? You want the players around you to get better, and you want them to want to get better because they can't if they don't want to. Doesn't make sense. I always thought it was hilarious. My toys. Hey, what's up, Andrew? I gotta pimp your video, dude. I'm welcome back to making YouTube videos. Oh, you can help me. You can help me. I'm gonna shoot you an invite to this hangout because we have to test whether or not this hangout is gonna work. But before we do that, actually, yeah. Before we do that, let me get this guy a proper stand. We're gonna use a bit of cork here. Your impression of Wargamer fanboy is perfect. It's sadly it's because I've heard it. I've had people say that to my face. Oh, your game is stupid, bro. They get, they get huffy over that shit. So I don't know if that's just weird or sad or weird and sad. But that's what it is, man. People like, where's my? Thought I had an open Funtac. Funtac, here we go. Every now and then you got to refresh your sticky tack. In fact, I'm going to take these gloves off for a second. And we'll invite Andrew on. Fair warning, Andrew, I'm not going to be on that much longer because I work tomorrow, and I'm sure either. No, it's still not. Ah. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. All right, this should work now. There we go. Okay. All right, Andrew, go ahead and try that out. We're gonna see. Yo, I gotta work too. Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, hey. What's
Yo,
up,
what up,
man?
man? It's
All
all
right.
good.
So that works. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try doing something. There's a way. How do I? Okay, so if I just click on myself. Let's see. Go ahead and talk again.
Hello?
Okay,
Is
that
it me
looks.
you're looking for? I
What the hell?
had to break out in song, man. I'm like tired. I'm lying down in bed, but I'm just watching the stream, man.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so it looks like what this will allow us to do. It's going to be a little weird because I can't. I wonder if. Hold on. Maybe there's a way. Whoa! I didn't mean that. Go to. We must move the logo. Maybe I just stick the logo there. Or wait, if I go. No. Is there a way I could go? I don't want to share screen, right? Well, if I share screen, maybe it shows the whole thing. Let's try it.
It's
Nope.
worth a shot.
Can't share
Oh,
screen from here. Because what I'm trying to do is see how the stuff on the bottom, I'm trying to remove that. So that when we play
I see.
board games, we don't have that like stuck on there.
Like the HUD. No HUD on there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to try something. I don't think you'll be able to see this, but I'm going to try it. So
Okay.
if I go device, let's add the 310. Okay. So now I stuck the 310 on there, and you probably cannot see that, can you?
The logo?
No, there should be another picture-in-picture camera shot.
On the stream or on like our actual hangout?
Well, I'm sure it'll show up. I think it'll show up on the stream. But in the actual hangout, I don't think you have any way of seeing that at all.
Yeah, I don't see it in the hangout, but on the stream I do see the picture-in-picture, the new one.
Okay. So that's kind of a bummer. So what we can do is that can be the well, we don't even need that, do we? It would just be, I guess, something that the viewers could watch, but the players wouldn't have live access to, which is
Yeah,
weird.
you could do dice rolls on it.
Yeah, I could
if
do
you
dice
wanted.
rolls on it. You guys wouldn't be able to see them live, but they would be on the Hey, Darth Torlin is there. Flicker Slurk. I don't know what that. I think that's in the like a something. I don't make sense right now. It's too late at night. But
Yeah,
yeah.
like yeah, if you use that picture-in-picture for like a dice case, like
Yeah.
or something like that, where you just throw dice in and then you tell us like the results.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's if we're the focus is on the minis, and then you're
Hmm.
throwing dice on the minis, like it'll just knock them over and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, because when we
So
were playing Zombicide, like I didn't even see half the dice rolls, and like we were still
right.
having a lot of fun. So
That's true. So I could run. So I could just put that, like you said, I could just put it, like focus it on a little dice tray, and then zoom in, and so the people watching can see that I'm not lying to you guys. Oh, you hit. Just as we try to win the games.
yeah,
Yay! You
like
won
I
the
think that's
thing.
better. You know, because it's more exciting for the audience. Because as a player, like you're living it out. You know, like
You live in it.
but you in it, you're doing it live. You know, like but as an audience member, I think it's more exciting to see like it's just more information for them. You know, versus us
Hmm.
like we're actually taking part in like the
The
magic. You know,
magic.
yeah, dude.
How come did the what happened to the stream there? Oh, I guess. Oh, there he goes. I was like, where did King Shark go?
Yeah,
King
I think
Shark.
it's on a little bit of a delay.
So I'm gonna remove that so we don't have to deal with that. And I'll just delete it. Okay, but yeah, this is what it's gonna look. I guess this is what it's gonna look and feel like when we're playing multiplayer SDE. Because then now
Yeah, that's all good.
we can throw a bunch of people in Hangouts and we can all play. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick. If it's anything like Zombicide and like the turnout we had for that, this is gonna be cool.
Hmm.
Because we had like a good, I think 9 or 10 people in there, and chat was was popping. We were having a
Poppin'.
good time. Yeah.
Flister Lurk is an emote. Flickster is one of the Twitch miniature painters, and I am lurking. Thanks, Tori.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I think I'm just gonna throw some primer on this bad boy and then call it a night. I
Yeah, that's
think.
not a bad idea. Because I gotta go to work in the morning too.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you hopping on for, even for like 30 seconds just to make sure that this is gonna work.
Yeah, that's all good, man.
So dope. Okay, nice. So you don't work, do you work Saturdays?
No, right now I have weekends off.
Yeah.
Probably till December. But like I was busy today. Oh yeah, how'd those games go, by the way?
Well, me and Nelson played one game of Batman, and
Sweet.
I played Mad Hatter. And then in
Nice.
the second edition, you can take him with Comic Talia. So I call him Team Tetas.
Oh,
So I had the big Tetas came
oh
in there.
God.
And I had like almost his entire force under mind control at one part of the game or the other one. It was
Oh
hilarious. Like,
God.
yeah, like they held this whole section of the board, all of Mad Hatter and the crew. And every time Nelson ran a guy down there, he would just hypnotize him and control him and make him turn around and shoot back at his buddies.
Oh God. I'm assuming you won then, right? Like if you
Yeah,
had that much board control,
yeah, it
holy.
was it was actually, yeah. I mean, he still played a good game, but yeah, the mind control was just killing him.
Yeah, because if you can like not only like mess up with their placement, but also do an attack, that's brutal.
Hmm. So
Where oh, go for it.
so I had, yeah, so each turn I had someone under mind control, and then that that team has like so many crazy debuffs that you can throw at people that if the ones that weren't mind controlled were all debuffed too. So we were just like shooting at people as they come down and then making their friends shoot at them.
Oh God.
Super fun
Yeah.
game though.
Oh, Nelson's commenting. He was mind controlling me left and right. He
Yeah.
mind controlled me every turn except the last. Yeah, that sounds like an extremely powerful team because like being able to reposition an enemy is one thing, but being able to reposition and attack is like that's crazy
Hmm.
because it's they can't get objectives, and then it's if you've got a strong guy, like it's just double whammy, man.
Right. So like he would put a guy on. one of my objectives to contest it, and then I would mind control that guy, and I go, no, now it's my objective again.
Oh gosh.
And then and then I even had like one time he at one point he was trying to get a shot on White Rabbit, which is always a good idea because White Rabbit will ruin your life if you
Yeah.
just let her run around. Um, and I mind controlled this big guy, his big Gatling guy, and and made him park right in front of her. Like he turned around, shot the big Gatling guy, turned right around, shot at Harley Quinn, and then when he was done shooting at Harley Quinn, he just backed up to just completely eclipse White Rabbit.
Oh,
So
the
he just
body block. Oh
yeah,
god.
he was just a giant meat shield after that.
That's actually like really funny. Like I
Yeah,
bet like as an opponent you're watching this happen and you're just like, this is the worst. But as the mind controller, you're like, my nefarious plans are coming to fruition. Like
yeah, I'm
the
doing like
mustache
my doctor.
twirling.
Yeah, well, doctor, he's a little leprechaun guy, so I'm like, ah, chi 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 chi.
Oh,
Oh, I control you now, boyo. You be mine now, boyo. Yeah, but I'm sure even Nelson finds it entertaining though when that shit happens. I think the single funniest thing ever though was one time I managed to get control of Batman,
oh god.
and and I was playing it, which is super hard to do because it's basically you roll a leadership check essentially or a willpower check. Batman's willpower in the game is 8, and because he's a leader, he gets to re-roll it. So he had to fail it twice in a row. He had to fail 8 on 2 dice twice in a row, right?
Mhm.
Which is pretty low odds.
Yeah.
So he failed it, and I made him immediately turn around and smack the shit out of Robin.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. I'm like, dude, Robin probably got clocked in the head.
Robin was like, "Holy!" and just holy mind control, Batman, and Batman just turns around and just smacks the shit out of him.
Just gives him the back of the hand, dude.
Yeah.
Just no remorse. Just
Even yeah, I mean when stuff like that happens, even when you're on the receiving end of it, you're like, God, I love this game, just because stuff like that happens, and it's super entertaining. Um,
yeah, I feel the same way of Guild Ball, where like even when I miss goals, like I'm just like, dude.
God, I feel like crying. Even like I watched you miss that goal, and I felt like crying. Like that's what do you do?
like I, like I feel like Guild Ball, even when you play even when you get a game where the dice just aren't with you, you still learn a lot and you still have
Yeah,
like a lot of fun just playing the game. I don't know.
yeah.
Unless the dice like that Brewers versus Alchemist game was brutal though.
That was rough. I got 2 6-point activations. That's how I won that game.
Yeah, it was like
Vitriol had one, and then Vitriol had one, and then Midas had one. It was like holy crap.
yeah, and like all my dice were just against. Like I think I rolled at least 3 1s or 3 2s, like every single roll.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was a brutal one. You know what's funny? Me and Kevin played a game at Game Masters on Friday,
Uh-huh.
right? And this kid walks up to the table and he started asking like he's probably about like 10, right?
Hmm.
Starts asking like what the game is, right? And like we explain it to him, and like he wanted to like roll some dice, and like we did. I let him take a turn of my Brewers, basically, right?
Okay.
And this kid is a magician. Like first roll he does, like he rolls 5 6s and a 5. I'm like, dude, it's with my farmer's dice too, the cursed ones. I'm
Oh,
like, how did he do that?
damn.
And then
You
like
should have
I'm
just let
playing
him
this.
play the whole game.
He's rolling at least 4 5s or 4 6s every single roll. And like granted he didn't know what he was doing, so like I told him like point at a model and then point at another model and then you'll start smacking it. And like so like that was a turn for me. Is like he just started beating the crap out of all Kevin's models and like Kevin just scored a goal because of it. But like the kid had fun. And
Yeah.
like it was just amazing watching my farmers dice like work magic for once in their life.
Because they hate you. They're
They
like,
do.
we're gonna give this kid a break just to troll Andrew.
Yeah, even like the owner, like the GM owner was like
Hmm.
watching us, he just started laughing.
That's
Yeah, so
awesome.
I think I'm gonna have to break out my War Machine dice, like the dice that actually like me.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to put those farmers and Union and Fisherman. I have like 3 sets of dice. Like, Octave.
I have a lot of dice for Guild Ball. Um,
They're just so cool.
the worst ones are by far for me are the Alchemist dice, though.
Oh
They're
yeah,
just awful. Well, you saw them.
I
They don't.
have been on the receiving end.
I just throw them I'm just going with pundit dice. They're just much better.
Yeah, like I have a set of 12, I think, for War Machine that like I've been playing ever since 40K. So like basically since I was in high school,
Hmm.
right? And those dice have been like good to me like ever since the beginning. So I think I'm gonna have to just go back with the bread and butter, man.
Nice. Well, hey, if it works, right?
Yeah, I need to find them.
Yeah, I used to have like my favorite 40K cube of dice that I used to roll. I have my favorite Batman dice that I keep, which are actually my Court of Owl dice, and then every time they just became my regular Batman dice for everything because I bought 2 other cubes of dice and neither one of those worked well. So
Yeah, I think sometimes like dice, you just get a bad set. Like I don't know how, or like maybe it's the design on the 6 or something, but they just don't roll well.
I used to roll casino dice. Like I have piles and piles of casino dice that I bought just because I'm like, oh well, these are balanced dice. Like I should be able, especially when I was playing 40K, and you math hammer the shit out of that game, and you're
Yeah,
like, and you plan everything around. Oh, as long as I roll to odds, this was guaranteed to happen. This is guaranteed to happen. So and I was like, well, the only real way to ensure that you roll to odds is to buy something that is specifically calibrated to roll to odds, right? So casino dice.
yeah.
And so I tried that for a while, but I had the worst time with my casino dice. But everybody else loved them. They're like, oh no, all these dice are awesome. And so they
Yeah.
would go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, like, yeah, I could see how they would be like, oh yeah, keep rolling them, bro.
Yeah. No, when they would roll them, it's like 556 or
Oh, are
whatever.
you serious?
Yeah, and
Oh
they'd be like,
my.
oh, these dice are the best, dude. Are you gonna sell them? Like,
Oh,
oh man.
yeah, casino dice. I see like them being hit and miss, and the one thing I don't like about them is especially the sharp edged ones.
Yeah.
When you throw them, like they don't really roll. They kind of like they might tumble a little bit, but
Hmm.
they don't have a good roll. So
Yeah, because they're designed to be thrown really far and
yeah,
hit a cushion and then bounce off of that cushion. So yeah.
yeah, for like craps and stuff like that. But I don't like. I never understood why some people like love to like. I had a player back in the days that would only use casino dice,
That was
and
me. I
it
would only play casino dice for a little bit. It was like a phase I went through.
yeah, but like this guy, that was his bread and butter. Like that he would only use casino dice, like nothing else. Everything else was
Oh
kind of just like
gosh.
it was all inferior, man. It's gotta be casino dice.
I have these metal dice that I need to put those back in the rotation. Those things they were awesome, but man, they would just wreck miniatures. It was I every time I'd roll them, like my opponent would just like cover their head and ears and shit and be like, "Oh my god!" Like, please stop it, please. You're gonna break all the minis.
Oh God, like I love the mentality behind like these games. You know, like people are very competitive and like stuff like that. You know, and don't get me wrong, a lot of people put tons of man hours into their minis, but
Yeah,
I just always found it funny. It's like my toy soldiers, no.
yeah. Don't do it. Oh my god. Yeah.
Like granted, if they're well painted, you know, and like you built them, pinned them, everything, like I
Hmm.
understand, like you put a lot of work into them, but
Right.
it's just that mentality where it's like my toy soldier game is better than yours.
Right.
Like I always found that hilarious.
It was scary though, but funny to me. Like, oh, okay, here we go, metal dice again, and they would just like duck.
Yeah,
Like, oh my god, you're gonna kill someone.
it's like Godzilla.
Yeah, super funny. Oh, speaking of which, like my 4-year-old, year 4 for him is gonna be kaiju. It looks like. You know how like he was so into dinosaurs and sharks and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be kaiju this whole year.
Oh.
We went to Japan Fair yesterday,
Yeah.
and I got him. We were supposed to get him a Godzilla,
Yeah.
but I let him pick pick whatever you want, and he picked a couple of kaiju from Ultraman,
Oh wow.
which was amazing. And he's like super into it. And I was showing him all the other kaiju that were in Ultraman. So he's like, "Daddy, can we get some more kaiju? I love kaiju now."
Yeah, dude, that's old school, man.
Yeah. And we were watching. So we're getting into like the old Godzilla movies and stuff too. So it should
Oh,
be
that's
pretty
sweet.
cool.
Yeah, Godzilla, like that was a big part of my childhood too. I don't know, like I didn't watch. I actually did watch a few of like the old dubs where it's like
Oh, I
their
love
mouth
the
moves
dubs.
for like
Yeah,
25 seconds and they say one word. Like it's like Godzilla.
that was my. When I was a kid, that was like one of my dream jobs. I wanted to be, and this actually showed up in my job interview. For my current job, they asked me like, "What did you want to be when you were a little kid? When you grew up?" And I was like, "Do you want the real answer?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, I want the real answer." And I told him, I'm like, I wanted to be one of two things. I wanted to be the guy that does the English dubs on kung fu movies, or I wanted to be the guy in the rubber Godzilla suit. And the guy thought it was so hilarious. He's like, "Yeah, we got to hire this guy." And the funny thing is, like, he's since retired, but he's actually my friend's dad. And
Oh
so when
wow.
we go see her family, because her son and her daughter and my son are about the same age, so they're friends, and she's actually friends with my wife too. Um, so when they go hang out, I run into Barry that hired me. And he's like, "Yeah, I still remember your job interview. You told me you wanted to be the guy in the rubber Godzilla suit."
Dude, that's really cool.
Oh man! And then when CGI came out, like my lifelong dreams were shattered. It was over. So sad.
You couldn't knock down the paper buildings
Yep.
anymore.
Couldn't do that no more. Oh man. Oh, King Shark is gonna be amazing. His base work could have been better, but it's okay. We'll make it work. It's all good.
Put some swamp on there, dude. It'll be all good. Some water effect. We'll be good.
So I think what we can do now that we know this setup works, is we can plan a weekend game. Like we can plan a Friday late night game and take up to we'll say 4 people. We'll go 4 people, and we can either play the Bruce Lee board game, or we can play Zombicide or SDE or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. Who would be our fourth? Like, I know you, and if I'm free, me, and then I think Dizzy if she's
Dizzy,
free.
you
Who would be
know,
our fourth?
there's a bunch of people here that expressed some interest. Gotham said he wanted to jump in. There were a couple other people that like we talked about this before on the stream, and people had reserved characters. They're like, I want to be this if we're playing SDE. So we
Oh,
had people like, and I had a list somewhere. I have to I think I wrote it down. Yeah, see, Nelson's like, I'm off Friday. I can meet you.
oh, sweet. Yeah, we
Yeah,
could we could do something this
we
Friday. I
we
think.
can't. The only thing, Nelson, is you gotta get Hangouts working, because I can't, you know, I can't like, we can't be down in my room here like making uh, a lot of noise while babies are sleeping upstairs. So that's why I'm like, when we do this type of gaming, even though I know you're local, we're gonna have to do, we'd have to do it over Hangouts.
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't yell about frying pans at Octave's
Yeah,
house.
that wouldn't
That
go
wouldn't
so
have
well.
flied.
Yeah, frying pan.
Yeah, I hopped on. It's funny. I hopped on Dizzy's stream, and
Hmm.
I like literally the first thing I said was fried rice, and then I left. Like that was basically like I said fried rice. I left. I came back and then like talked about SD and left again. I was there for like a grand total, of probably like 5 minutes.
Was that today?
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah,
yeah, but
she was streaming while I was at a little baby's birthday party,
oh
so I didn't
yeah,
really get to catch it. That's hilarious. Fried rice.
yeah. But this Friday, like I think I might be. Me and my buddies were trying to like get ranked on League of Legends, so
Hmm.
I might be busy, but like just let me know what the times are, and I'll see if I can hop on for like an hour or two.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, that's fine. You know.
Is there
Oh
like
man.
a supreme Asian character on SBE? Because I don't. It's been a while since I've opened up the box, and I
there
actually lost my set. So
there are the crossover characters that you can play that are from Ninja All Stars.
oh, perfect.
So there's that guy. If you want, you could play the guy with the rice hat and the
Yes,
staff.
dude. I like literally. I'm gonna have to introduce myself
or the
as just
guy with
fried rice.
or the guy with the baseball bats. There's a guy with the two baseball bats, or the guy with the rice patty hat, or there's the girl with the two pistols. Those are all crossover minis.
Yeah, I could see myself playing either like the pistolier, or
Hmm.
the full rice hat, dude. You know, you can't beat that.
Let's see. Nelson says, "I will do my best to figure it out this week." Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good. That's good.
because we gotta you gotta do it on Hangouts, and now we can simulcast it on Twitch, which is dope.
Yeah, that'd be
Because
sick.
we gotta get that Twitch going. He found his character.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. It really spoke to me, Blade Wolf. I'm telling you, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, what I can do is if there are 4 people that want to play SDE, what I'll do is I'll just run the game board then, and we can have 4 players. Man,
Yeah, I could see that being really fun. Like, and it would get a pretty decent turnout too, just like
I think so
this
too. Yeah,
Friday.
yeah. Especially SDE. People people like to watch that. SDEs are, it's a really bright, colorful game. The minis look awesome, and it's just entertaining to watch. So
Yeah, I
it's
think.
too. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I think anyone likes to watch just a good team playing game like Zombicide or SDE, like where we have to work together and just mold
Hmm.
ourselves around characters. You know.
I want to play. Yeah, and I want to do more of that. So, um, I'm thinking. I don't know how Dark Souls would work. Sword and Sorcery might be interesting. So I'm looking at specifically co-op games, because head-to-head games are way harder to do.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
and it's you're kind of on the back foot. Like, it's totally unfair. Like, if we played, oh, let's play Guild Ball, and you play from the Hangout, and I've got the board right in front of me. Like, that's a huge advantage. So I want to stick to like cooperative games. Um, and they're just more interesting. We could even do semi co-op though. Mansions of Madness is also super fun. That's a
I see.
super fun game. We might have to do that for like Halloween.
Oh, that'd
Play
be cool. Yeah,
play a game of
I'd be
Mansions
down.
of Madness. You're just getting, yeah. Let's do a little. Let's just do a little base coating on this guy. Why not? Why not, you guy?
Why not? We'll do this now.
Yeah. Let's just get. Actually, I'll just do one color on him, and then we'll call it. It's super late. Because I know you got to get up early. I got to get up in about 4 hours or so.
Oh man, yeah, I
I
gotta
think.
wake up at 5:30.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Just one color, you guy. Any
Yeah,
other?
but I think if we really get invested, like say we get invested in SDE and we all have like our one character and we do like the voices and everything too, I think it'll be really enjoyable to watch.
So you're gonna play. Actually, as it turns out, the guy with the rice hat, I'm pretty sure he's a caster character, and we need more caster characters.
Oh,
Like
dude, that's
most people
perfect.
signed up for like Twilight Knight, and they signed up for strength characters. And I forget what Dizzy picked. She's probably gonna pick a Dex character. So if you pick a caster, then that's good. Let's see. Okay, just one color, you guy.
Yeah, but I could
Just one
already see
color.
it now. It's by the power of the far right. I hit you now. Like,
Marie Claude has she fights with a frying pan, but she's not Asian.
yeah, isn't she French? Like I can't do.
Yeah, she's
I
French.
can, if I really practice hard, I could do a French accent.
I kind of want we could maybe we should talk Dizzy into playing that since
Oh,
she speaks fluent French, so she could
oh,
do
that'd be
the
good.
yeah, so she could do the French accent and be
No, you
Marie
know what she
Claude.
needs to do? She just
What's that?
needs to speak in full French so none of us understand. And then, like, the only time she can speak English is where she's going. She'll be like, it's like, move to the front, and then it just goes all the French.
I I took French in high school, but I don't remember. I don't, that was many years ago. So I don't think I don't think I could follow her if she went into like full French.
Like, maybe just, like, she'll say a couple taglines, and then the rest is in English with a French accent.
Sacre bleu, and then she
Yeah, like,
goes back
exactly.
into that's
Sacre
hilarious.
bleu.
Sacre bleu.
And then we're like, can you move up? Oui, oui. You know?
Oui. She's like trying to warn us of a trap or something. Mon
Yeah.
Dieu, alarm! And we're like, oh, what? Huh?
Yeah, I could see that being fun. It's like we all get into like a character and just wrap our voices and just like our mentalities behind them.
Oh, I'm gonna have to pick. Yeah, I would have to pick my SDE character then. What would my SDE character be? I gotta think about that because there's some cool ones. I don't know. Maybe Fey Alchemist or the Bard. The Bard is amazing. I love the Bard.
Oh, you should pick the bard and then just like have a musical instrument very close by.
I think Adam Greenleaf Terrain picked the Bard. I forget.
Oh, that'd be fun to play with
Yeah,
Adam.
he might have. Yeah, I think he might have claimed the Bard.
Like if I played bard, I would like whip out one of my musical instruments and just like play that half the time.
And just try to turn everything into a song.
Yeah,
Your whole
actually,
term.
my entire turn would just be me making a song.
Yeah, Bard would be super interesting. Um, if I played like a fully armored guy, like the Dragon Knight, the Dragon Skill Knight or something, I'd hold a cup over my mouth when I spoke, so it sounded like I was like I'm trying to talk through armor.
Just get out of the
Yeah.
way! Get out of the way, bitch! I could see that being really funny, and then like if we really acted out the characters, like you're the White Knight, so like
Anytime the girl gets attacked, hey,
Yeah.
hold on, buddy. Wait just a minute there.
Did you ask for consent? Hold on, man.
Hold on, my friend.
Get your papers out.
I think it's time you learned a little respect for the ladies. And he stands in the way.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. I think that'd be hilarious.
He won't let her go. No, you're not allowed to go first. It's too dangerous.
See what I mean? Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Oh man. I like that we would actually be super offensive.
But it's offensive with a good cause for humor.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm totally down with that.
And they'll be like, "Why is that guy doing an Asian accent?" It's like, because he's Asian.
People super triggered by that.
It's like, why is he being a white knight? Because he's the knight.
You would see it on they'd write an article on Polygon or something.
Yeah, dude.
Super Dungeon Explorer just became full of hate, and here's why.
Or BuzzFeed will be like,
yeah.
Streamers taking SDE to the extreme.
Streamers promoting alt-right beliefs. I'm like, what?
Wait, what?
What?
I'm just playing a Chinaman. I don't know what y'all talking about. Yeah.
Oh man.
I could see that being hilarious. Yeah, if Dizzy does like a French accent. If you play the white knight and I play like the Asian man. I actually think that'd be hilarious.
Or I would want to play. I might play like a barbarian or something, so I could just do Schwarzenegger voice the whole time.
Oh, that'd be good.
You can't understand what I'm saying. It's my turn to go. I hit him with a knife. It's not a tumor. You just say stupid shit like that.
Yeah. Like, get down.
Get down. Everybody get out.
See, that would just be. I feel like that would be amazing. I would have a lot of fun playing that.
Save yourself.
Yeah. Give this to me. I got this guy. Sarkata, get to the boss.
Stay with me if you want to live.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the first thing you say when you enter the dungeon. Stay with me if you want to leave.
Oh man.
And then the white knight comes up. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
You can't tell her what to do.
This sort of chauvinistic behavior needs to stop. He's most woke. That guy. You could just have that guy. Damn. I could just play like a full. It would be amazing.
Yeah, you totally just need to put some spectacles on, get some hipster clothes, a typewriter in the corner, and then, a cold brew on the side. I totally think that we should definitely all go first. And we should all be equal. We should all play the same character.
We will go in the reversed order of privilege. Okay? That way your experiences aren't erased. We want to make sure you have representation.
Yeah. It's like we don't want to get rid of culture, except the Chinaman needs to lose the rice hat. It's like
it's appropriation.
That's appropriation. That's reverse racism.
You're like, but I am Asian. No, I won't hear it. We don't have time for your hate, buddy.
For me,
we don't have time for your hate, buddy.
It's like, but I am Asian. I don't believe it.
Okay, will you get you and your dirty 4chaners out of here? I don't have time for that.
This is a Reddit only area.
Wow. that went downhill fast.
But like that'd be
We would be
hilarious
the
though.
most hated show on YouTube.
Well, I know. I think it'd be funny, like if we did that, like like I'd be the Chinaman, Dizzy's the French, and then you're the White Knight, and then Greenleaf trains the Bard, and he needs to somehow get hold of a ukulele, and like that's his thing. It's like every time he goes, he's got to hit a chord and be like,
Oh boy. All right, well, it is almost midnight, so I gotta sleep. I gotta get about 4 hours worth of sleep and get up. But we got this far, not very far, on King Shark, but it'll paint up quick. I mean, the base color's down, so he's like almost done. Actually,
yeah, he
not,
looks good
there's
though.
not a
That's a
whole
good
lot
comment.
to do on a shark. But anyway, yeah, so we're gonna call it here. I want to thank everybody for watching. Have a good night. Good night. Thanks for hopping on, Andrew. And
No
we'll
problem,
catch you
man.
guys later.
Bye.